I've heard the prayers of Mama.
Welcome to Girl Talk. I'm Megan.
I'm Ashley.
And we're Alberta's worst podcast for reasons that we do not care to explain during this episode. Yeah. So anyways, Ashley and I just had a little rendezvous out to Calgary.
Yes, we did.
For some context, we're millennials. You didn't already know that. So I'm 36. How old are you?
I am 38. I'm going to be 39 in a week and a half.
Yeah. Fine, though. So she's my older sister. Actually, on the way to the venue, I remember calling you mommy.
You did, yes.
It was very cold. And I felt it was very nice to have someone that was taking care of me for a change. For more context, we were going to a show that Ashley had picked out. She had shown me this show at the Palace Theater.
Truthfully, I work a lot of weekends, and I had this weekend off, and I was like, I want to go see a show somewhere.
And I like shows, and I've been to the Palace. First, I went to the Lovers Ball. Was it last year? Yeah, that was last year, and that was a really awesome experience. So, whatever, it's like a DJ at the Palace Theater. I'm thinking, like, whatever, it's gonna be great. And we can get into how those experiences went. Okay, first off, starting out strong, we stayed at Le Germain.
Nice hotel. I highly recommend it. Super central.
Yeah, okay.
Lots of doors.
So
you may get lost.
From the Palace, there's 3 hotels that are really, really close, within walking distance. And they are that one, and the Palliser, Fairmont, and the Hyatt, which I've stayed at the Hyatt a few times, and I really love the hotel. I just could not justify. It was like $212, and we paid $170 to go to Le Germain. So, cheapest one. And all of the other cheaper options, I guess the Ramada is probably the cheapest.
That's where I always stay, but it's like a 10-minute walk, 15-minute walk.
And in this cold snap,
cold ass weather,
I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to pay for the comfort. It's like, what, $50? $30, $40? I don't know. And they did have a 24/7 sauna, which was so hard to find. If those clips ever surfaced, we did take clips of us getting lost in the hotel. So
they'll surface.
Pretty funny. We also found a Valley Girl wrap.
Oh, yes.
So
what was that place called? More Fries?
More Fries. After the show, we got some skip the dishes to the hotel, and we got a Valley Girl wrap and a $20 poutine, which was so strange.
We reviewed it. We recorded it, reviewing it, which we will also post because I think it's so funny.
It's a 6-minute video, so we're gonna clip that up for you if y'all like to see. If you do, you should definitely hit a like button for us at least.
Right?
Okay. Anyways. Okay, so back to the show. This is an honest review. We went to DJ Fresch.
Dr. Fresch.
Oh, sorry, Dr. Fresch. With a F-R-A-I-C-H-E?
No. F-R-E-S-C-H.
I should remember because they kept flashing his logo, subliminally messaging you throughout the show. And I remember it tripped me out, thinking, like, I didn't like it. And actually, on the other hand,
okay,
vibing. It's fine.
I was vibing pretty hard. But, I went there to not think about my adult life. So, like, I can look past some things, I guess. That's why. I don't know.
Sure. Like, and I didn't do any, like, research into who this person was, what type of music it was. I'm not really, like, a connoisseur of electronic type of music, okay? Like, I'm like an indie punk rock, pop rock type of kid. So, in my experience prior to this show, I've gone to D&B shows, and they often have a lot of just like layers. Like, there's like some kind of intellectual message. Like, for instance, the Lovers Ball thing, the last thing I went to there. They had a Tom and Jerry cartoon that was like glitched out playing in the background with like themes of Valentine's Day. And, there was like another show going on downstairs, which was like kind of crazy. It was like an African influenced set. And so it was like red lights and like really just dirty. Just real dirty. It was really good. Actually, I'm just kind of curious what was going on downstairs at the Palace on that day that we were there, because
I didn't even know there was a downstairs.
We were trying, but it was like backed up.
Oh, yeah.
So we were just bearing with this like hyper Gen Z stuff.
Gosh. I'm not sure there was a single person except for us over the age of 22.
We were definitely the oldest and the most gothic. I should say, we should premise this story with the fact that we looked
hot.
We were probably the hottest. I'm not going to lie. And I'm, because like I said, I mentioned the Gen Z, there was a lot of younger kids. I felt like I was at almost like a high school, like, dance party. Almost, but a little older. And, like, we're, like, all black. Like, we both have black lipstick on and eyeliner and
black
just,
on
like,
black on black.
Dressed to the nines. We were looking fly. And, like, in most cases, most people, that wouldn't have stood out that much. But in this instance, I think it did a little bit. Which is fine. But, okay, so, whatever. We're in the club. We're drinking a couple drinks. Nothing crazy, I should add. Just a couple drinks.
Yeah, we got there at like 10. There was a lineup. We were inside by 10:30.
Yeah. Okay, so we stay inside, and it's about 12, just after 12, and we decide we're going to go outside. And, to get some fresh air, do our thing. And that's what we did. However, as soon as we got let out the doors, there was about 4 people manning the door.
Yeah, so there was like 4 bouncers. There was no more people in line to get in. There was barely any groups of people.
There was literally like 2 groups of people.
There wasn't like, there's like no way. People. Like, he looked directly at both of us.
Yeah.
And then moved the
gate
thing and like let us out. And then
he's like, you're gonna need stamps. The issue of stamps came up. And
so we both look. I got my stamp.
And I didn't get a stamp, you guys, on the way in.
But we were like, oh, he just saw us.
But I was like, oh my God, I don't have a stamp, because I like flash back where I was like, it was actually really crazy getting in. There was a huge ass lineup to get in. And when we went through we got through the first check, and then we had to do the ID check, and then we went through the ticket. And no one said, go get a stamp.
Yeah. So when I did it.
Yeah.
He scanned my ticket. I had Megan's ticket on my phone also, but when I looked for her, she was already ahead of me, and I was like, oh, weird. She didn't even...
No one ushered me to the ticket booth.
And then when...
I should know, but
we got past the guy scanning my ticket, has not scanned her ticket yet, I get a stamp. I assume she has a stamp. We get patted down, and then we're inside. We go right to coat check.
Which was on the 3rd floor. We actually got singled... This one guy came up to us, and he was like, hey, there's like a better coat check up on the 3rd floor.
Because there was a huge lineup for the coat check.
We're
like,
okay, cool.
We weren't there for that.
Okay, so now we're outside. We discussed with the bouncer, oh my God, I don't have a stamp.
He says, we can't come back in. And we thought he was joking. Like, you literally just let us out. Like, it's not, what? We're like, okay, whatever. Also, this same bouncer I was trying to joke with when we were standing in line, just like being fun, right? Like,
and I'm sorry, like night? You would know who we were. I'm just like, I'm not being like egotistical, but I'm just like, you might recognize us from the first time you let us through the freaking gate.
But when I first met him, and I was trying to like joke around, because like obviously he's a bouncer. It's Saturday night. It's cold as fuck. Everyone is drinking and all that stuff, and like this is his job. He probably is not a huge fan. So I was trying to joke with him, get a vibe, and he was just like shut down, like cold, energy off, vibe off. Like obviously he did not want to be there. Okay, understandable.
Also, when we went outside, I mentioned we checked her coat. I was in a black dress with fishnets,
short,
and one shoulder tight black dress. Wasn't super short, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was wearing.
Lots of skin was showing, and it was like -20. So
it was -20. I didn't have a phone. I didn't have cigarettes. I didn't have like anything on me whatsoever, just me. And so then he says, you're not coming back in. We kind of just like awkwardly, like, I'm like thinking to myself, I don't even know. I'm like, well, he fucking let us out. So like, why would you not let us back in? Why would you not let us back in? Anyways,
dry humor.
Yeah. So
we
then
continue on.
Some guy actually comes up to me. He's like, oh my God, you guys, I'll take your picture for you. So we're like, okay, whatever. We should actually, I haven't seen those ones.
Oh yeah.
We posed under the pyramid sign. Oh God, I want to see those. And that was it. So like 10 minutes. And then we go back. We're like, okay, we're ready to go inside. He's like, okay, you guys are going to have to go through the other way. There's like a little, like, past the ribbons. And then he's like, yeah, you don't have a stamp. So like,
you can't come back in.
Oh, well, he was like, you just have to verify, like, you just have to show your ID.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, fuck, my ID is in my coat.
Because we thought it was in my backpack, which I had. So we're like, hey, whatever. Like, we're not gonna argue with this.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, it's golden.
So we go. One bouncer's like, well, if they were already in, just scan their IDs again. It'll tell us that they were already in. So I was like, okay, cool, whatever, let's do that. So we go back to the ID scanning side. Scans my ID. He's like, yeah, you were already in. I was like, I know. So then we were like, oh, get your passport. I look in my bag. Her passport's not in my bag. And then she's like, oh my God, where's my passport? But we got separated at the beginning. And so she had her passport in her jacket pocket. And I was like, oh.
Because why would you need it again? I already showed it.
Yeah, her passport was in her jacket pocket in coat check upstairs inside. So I was like, so there you go. Like, we've already been. No, you can't come in. I was like, what? And then you were trying to go get it. And he was like, no, you stay here. And so I went to go get it.
So I'm standing there, and it's cold, and I'm kind of offended. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, as we're retelling the story, I'm like, okay, there's checks and balances to be made. However, as like a normal human being, and like I get these guys maybe like see so many people.
Oh yeah.
And they're just managing the line. They're just following. They're like they gotta be. But they're like especially mean. They're not nice the whole time. And I'm like, I'm in a tiny dress. It's cold. Clearly I was there so many times. Like there was just, and then I started to get upset that she had to go run up to the third floor, and I wasn't even offered, like they weren't even like friendly, nice, no tone. And I was never belligerent or unkind before this moment. And I'm standing there, and then I kind of started to get bitchy. I'm not gonna lie. So I said to them, they were looking over at me laughing. Like they were like giving me eyes, like smug eyes, because I was just standing there and I was clearly pissed. And then I said, this is how the Nazi soldiers acted towards the Jews during World War II. I don't know. I've just been watching too many TikToks. Like, I don't know. It just came over, and it's all I could think and say. Because it's not untrue. I'm not going to lie. Like, and then he's like, we don't have to let you back in at all. Like, you better be careful. You're not going to come back in here if you're being belligerent. And I was like, you know what? I want to speak to your manager. Who's in charge of you? I went full Karen mode. I've never gone this Karen in my life. And I'm like, I need to speak to someone else. Like, I'm scared, actually.
So when I come back downstairs,
the manager had came.
I had her passport, and one of the bouncers he like said to me, he's like, she's not coming back in. I was like, what? And he's like, she's being belligerent. And I was like, what? I had a moment where I was like, fuck off. Like, no, I'm not leaving right now.
And then she's like, stop talking. Because I was kind of being like, I was not
angry,
I was
right?
mad at those guys.
So I'm trying to be like, listen, dude, this is your job. You do this every weekend. You have to deal with drunk girls, drunk boys, fights, all this stuff. Like, you have the power. I understand. And you don't give a fuck. That's cool. But like, for 1 minute, look at her. It's fucking -20. She's wearing nothing. It's cold as shit. You're treating her like garbage. You all clearly saw us walk out of the bar. So you're pulling this power move for what? For what? You work at a bar in Calgary. Calm down. Anyways, I'm trying to like flip the perspective. Because, like, honestly, like, no wonder she's this
Yeah.
way.
So
I
then
would be this way, too.
The manager's like, well, we'll just see if she actually was here. Like, so much like he genuinely thought, like,
We were lying.
snuck in,
Yeah.
like, or some shit.
God.
And so he's like, and I have my passport too. So he's like scanning it. There's like, I'm just, and he's done. And it takes like almost a minute. Like, it's like a weird long ass minute. And then he's like, oh,
she was already in. And I was like,
yeah, she was in. And I'm like, yeah, and thank you. And I'm said to her, I'm like, I want to leave right this second. And she's like, Megan, no. But anyway. So we got back in, and I had to process all that because that was like a low-key
a lot happened.
Mini trauma. Like, it was a mini trauma because I was so triggered by these men. I was so mad at them for treating me that way.
It was really frustrating. Like, okay, you know, I get it. I get it in the way that you do this a lot. You deal with a lot. You have to see a lot. You have to make calls before they get escalated. I understand. However...
Take a
minute, bro. Like, we didn't cause any problems. Like, and she only got mouthy once you guys were being dicks. So, like,
yeah, I'm
she's
like
standing up
I'm
for
not
herself.
gonna get treated like that, and they were being like gross. They don't need to treat people like that. Like, and so this is my first public stating of the story, but I genuinely am like, I'm gonna report those people. I guess it's subcontracted out. I need to be more Karen about this. More Karen than I already was.
I think someone should be aware. Like, I don't know.
Well, the disrespect was just a bit
atrocious.
And, like, I had to cry. Like, I went to the bathroom and I fucking cried. And then I didn't enjoy it. Like, I already didn't love the show, but I, like, whatever. I can usually get through anything, and it's not that big a deal. But then I'm like... And then people were talking. Staff were talking, because then the Coke girl was like, oh, I heard they wouldn't let you in when I went. And I'm like, yeah, no, they didn't. And it was stupid. Like, you could have let me wait in the lobby while she got the ID. Like, anyways. So I was like, can you sue these people, like, for emotional damages? If I just had $10K on a retainer, I would hire a lawyer for sure. Because there's a case to be made. I did not need to be treated like that. So, updates to follow on that. Anything else we should add?
No. I had a great night the rest of the
night.
It
was so fun. The after party at our hotel room was hilarious. The Valley Girl rap was probably one of the best.
And we only ordered it because it was called the Valley Girl rap.
Yeah, there was other places to order, but we're like, well, we have to get the Valley Girl wrap. Like, what is this?
Oh, well, we have to clip it in this episode.
It was beef, and there was, like, a mashed potatoes and fries.
Well, no, the fries were just smushy. So it was, like, fries.
I thought they put in another potato.
And then, like, guacamole, salsa.
The only thing Valley Girl about it was the way they chose to write the description.
Yeah, honestly.
That was,
like... I wanted to call and be like, what makes this Valley Girl? Like, is it the guac?
It was perplexing. And then the fries. So the Valley Girl wrap was like, what was it, like $14?
It was $20.
No, but the fries were $20, and the wrap was only like $13.
Yeah, and the wrap was heavy, so like what?
The wrap was beefy.
There was like 25 fries and 3 shrimp cut up.
Yeah. And there's, so cold. The fries are so cold.
And not enough sauce.
And do you know what kind of fries they use were like those wide wedge ones?
Mm.
They're like this. And then they're like long.
Like McCain's.
Ugh, just
like McCain's straight cut.
Those fries should be taken off the market. I don't know.
I mean, it was better than McDonald's or pizza, which were the only other options.
Honestly.
I probably would not order it.
The comedy was worth it.
It was. It really was.
Okay, so overall, let's rate our experiences. And we're going to break it down into 3 subsections.
Okay.
You can tell me. Okay, so performances.
Performances, okay. I need to break that into subsection. I mean, okay, so I felt like there was no, like...
Out of 10 we're doing.
Out of 10?
Yeah, performance out of 10 by DJ.
Okay, the first
name? Dr. Fresch.
Dr. Fresch. I liked it. There was a lot of like heavier bass, like Suicide Boys songs, and I listened to some of that stuff. So like I really enjoyed it, but I also only go to those shows to like let loose and dance, right? Makes my soul happy. So like I felt he could have like jived better in between. I would probably give him like,
how many people were up on the stage? Like 20 shadow people?
Yeah.
Moving around? That was weird.
It was weird. They weren't even dancing. They're just like standing there.
He's
like
British, we should say. I don't know if that matters, but he was British. I give him a 2 out of 10. The one is for the hundreds of $1,000 light show that he did because that was crazy, and the other point is for the air quality. They did some air stuff. I don't know what they did. It's like they like crispified the air, and then they did some with the Fresch concept. They did some like, I don't know, it's like they were doing lettuce at one point. It was just like lettuce and tomatoes. Remember the whole crowd went green and it went green and red, and I was like, oh my god, are they building a burger right now? Like, what's happening? That was the craziest part. So maybe even a 3 out of 10 for that.
Real honest, and like I don't really remember a whole bunch of the light shows. I mean, I remember some things and like whatever.
I was blocking out the
I was like really only there for
it hurt my
really only there for the music. I don't out of that, like the music.
Okay.
I danced all night. It kept me moving. I will give that.
It was
I've
high
been to
energy.
better shows. It was high energy. It was really good. I loved that. I would give it like
I liked
7.5.
7.5. Okay. Yeah, I liked the I felt like I was witnessing a cultural. I was like an anthropologist.
It was Gen Z was raging. They were there full force, which was fine.
It's fine. It was just weird. Anyway, okay, so performance venue.
Well, I love the Palace Theater.
I know the Palace.
Although, okay, this time, like, I don't know if anyone listening has been there, but usually the DJ is like on the far back on the main stage. But this time they put the DJ booth in the middle of the dance floor and then opened up the backstage for like people. Like, I think it was VIP. Like people could just go up there behind the DJ.
You're
right.
And then it was a lot smaller.
So like, I would give that a 1 out of 10 because I didn't actually vibe with that. My favorite part about going to the Palace Theater is because the DJ is still back and the speakers are everywhere. It like there's this one spot on the dance floor where you just like the music hits you, goes right through you. You can feel it all, and that I vibe real hard with that. And that didn't really happen this time. Like it was a good show.
Okay.
Mostly, but
I bet you not as many people were there.
Yeah,
I thought it was super unnerving that there was like the third floor like viewers.
They're always there though. Every time I've been there, they're always there.
I just noticed them especially this time.
Yeah, I didn't like.
I was like having such a bad time.
I didn't like the setup. I didn't like the setup this time.
Okay.
As much. I would go again, but like.
Okay, well, rate the customer service -10.
Yeah.
From me.
Although coach check girl was cute.
And coach and the bartender.
And the bartender was really nice to us. Very attentive. We walked up there immediately. I love that.
So I'm giving it then. That negates my -10 to 0, and you'll go 5.
I will say 3 points for coat check and bartending.
Okay. So I could do an average of that, but I'm not going to. On average, we could bring it together. I'll do some head math, and I think that brings us to about a 5 out of 10.
I've definitely been to better shows. That's for sure.
So the Lovers Ball is actually this weekend, and I'm a little bit sad that we're not going to that, but what I am going to is to Corona this weekend.
Jealous.
And she's working until 7 in the morning, so she's not going to be there.
Maybe I'll call her. Oh, no. No, I'll be there. Promise.
Does anyone from work watch this?
Hopefully not.
Well, I think it's going to be great because the Ohm Zone's playing, Dan, and my friend Steven, what's his name, Steppen West. Oh my god, I should have looked this up before I started shouting it out.
I feel like it's going to be...
I bet, and Joey's also playing. Anyways, it's been a minute since they all played together, so I think it's gonna be good vibes all around, and I'm not gonna want to KMS when I'm listening to it. So it's gonna be good. And no one, well, actually, I don't know. We'll see how the current bouncers are. I had only one time where I didn't have ID and I went there anyways, and they carried me out the door. But that's a story for another time. I think that's our episode. This is our longest one to date.
Yeah.
So if you made it to the end, thank you so much for listening, and make sure to like the video, please. Oh, sorry, I'm having some raspberry fizz drink.
We're also going to post that review.
Oh yeah, let us know if you want to.
Yeah.
Let us know if you've had any negative experiences with the weird ass bouncers there. I think they all have Dutch heritage. I'm really obsessed with DNA, but anyways. I feel like, in summary, the whole show was weird Euro trash, dopamine, nuclear bombs went off. So that's what I'll say about that. And, okay. Until next time. Oh, yeah, we're doing an outro. Thanks for listening. Bye. Bye.